Introducing Ninja Kiwi's 11th Paragon, coming in Update 51, we've got the Bomb Shooter up next, where they have created the Ballistic Obliteration Missile Bunker, aka BOMB, with description: cluster explosions, anti-mob explosions, balloon stun explosions, knockback explosions. BOMB has it all. Yep, that certainly sounds like all pads of the Bomb Shooter incorporated for a cost of 600k, so the most expensive primary Paragon so far, and by a long shot. And by the way, this is early access, so thank you, Ninja Kiwi. Update will be out next week if you are watching this immediately. Other things to note in this update is a new hero skin. Oben and Masters of the Universe have collided to create the Skeletor skin. Now, much like the other collabs they did, this is likely an IAP paid skin. So just a heads up, if that doesn't tickle your fancy, well, they've got a new map, 3 Mines Around. When I mean a new map, it's mostly just a reskin, because it has the exact layout, the track layout, as 3 times around from BTD5. Anyway, don't mind me, just skip through a little bit of the early game here so that we could get to the juicy stuff a lot sooner. For one, what makes this different from the normal 3 times around from BTD5 is that this lane used to be all water, but now there's only a few water pockets, and you can place, well, land towers over here for the most part. One thing I also noticed during my 5 minutes of playtime of this map is that I think there's a new feature. Notice these glowing crystal mines things? If you click on it, check this out. Remove for 50k, but it takes 10 rounds to remove, and then you earn 72k after the 10 rounds. So in a way, it sounds like a small investment, like a very inefficient farm where you pay money up front, but you get more in several rounds from now. And the most important thing is that it frees up line of sight, it frees up tower space most likely. And these are all over the map. 3k here and then earns 46. I'll find the cheapest one. I think this is definitely very cheap. Doubles your money in 10 rounds. Let's do it. And if we click on it, it should, yeah, it should update after every round passes. I will admit, very cool feature and a nice and easy way to spice things up. I think next up should definitely be this one, even though it is 50k to remove it. It's okay. I'm gonna get my Banana Central. I'm greedy. Let's do it now. I believe the mines on the bottom right are the most expensive. You get 60k, but 20 rounds from now, it's a 100k investment. Feels like this mechanic is most akin to a GIC in real life, if that's a term in your nation outside Canada. Anyway, there it is. It took 10 rounds, but we got this 870 back. Hashtag worth. I'll invest the 50k now, just so we have that line of sight later. There's Bonnie going hard at work at extracting the money for us. Okay, fun talk aside, let's get back to the BOMB Paragon. Now, before even buying it or seeing it in action myself, I can already tell you, this is my new favorite Paragon, and you'll see why I say that in a little bit. But okay, I go through this process with every new Paragon, and that is, what is the most efficient way to get degrees on that Paragon? So I'm gonna go over the tier requirement first. There's a 72k, by the way. I stopped farming because I think we have enough at this point, although I'll add 2 more. But in terms of tiers, if money is an issue, I always try to think, what is the cheapest tier 4? And to that, I think it goes to the... Oh, it's a close one. So, Assassin is 3.7, and Recursive is 27. So I think it's 024 that you want to spam if you're on a budget. The Balloon Impact is, yeah, 3,025. They're all very close to each other, to be frank, although I am not frank. Just for a concept, though, I will just spam 024s for price efficiency. We'll get to 17 of them, and then we'll go on from there. Now, usually the biggest driver for a high Paragon degree is the pops it can get. And thinking about the Bomb Shooter, I think it's pretty good at accruing pops. Good group damage means it can rack up a good amount at once, and same with, like, Mob Elim. High mob damage. Probably not as easy as stuff that can be super buff like ATAC, But I reckon it won't be too hard to get up that pop count in, say, bosses. Let me remove the last thing that blocks line of sight. This for 10k, and the money's there. I think we'll just blast it off for around 95 here. My aim is, I guess, for this test run, degree 40. I also forgot to mention that we're playing on double HP mobs. Just because, like, I expect this bomb shooter to be very good mob damage-wise, so I want to give it a bit more of a challenge. Just so you guys know, if this thing dies earlier than you expect, then just remember that the balloons are twice the HP. D40 minimum? Oh, no. In that case, no thank you. And also, you can see, is this tower bugged? Is it broken? Why is it not attacking? Is it because it doesn't have camo protection? Well, it seems like, yeah, that is the case. No camo, except indirectly, it feels like. Notice it didn't target until the F-mobs came in. Anyway, I'm not going to take this round because it's not 40. Actually, no. I'm taking it because I'm stupid. I'm an idiot. I keep forgetting that in vanilla gameplay, getting a multiple of 20 does not matter. It only matters for bosses because you get like a power spike in extra damage. But yeah, difference between 36 and 40 is the same as 40 to 44 in vanilla. Just thought I'd clear the air there. Anyway, you can see that this bomb has a very slow attack speed, which honestly I'm a fan of. 1, because lag, and 2, Paragons ought to be different from each other. Like, if every Paragon shot at roughly the same attack speed, then, you know, it would be pretty lame, wouldn't it? You can see that the main attack here pretty much does incorporate all 3 pads. You've got Supreme Knockback with the Balloon Crunch, you've got Recursive Clustering, and you've got high mob damage to boot with it. Now, let's see the double HP BAD. So 1299, ooh, to 1312, so 13,000 damage in 1 shot. It'll only take 4 shots to break it down. And wait a minute, that seemed to target the DT there, so I'm not sure what's up. Oh, I'm also decamoing the DT with the engineer. Maybe that's why. Never mind. Okay, let's see. If I don't decamo it, I'm dead. So there's no such thing as indirect DT damage. I just didn't see the NG was causing that. Oh, and there's the bomb blitz. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that so early, but you saw it right there. Okay, here, to make things easier, I'll do Submergent Support. That way we can see the bomb blitz again later, if we so desire. But first things first, I want to go over what, now that we've got the BOMB Paragon, go over what Ninja Kiwi has said about it. Well, Ninja Kiwi wants to add something expensive, but simple to understand to the primary category. And so the bomb shooter accomplishes this with 1 attack, 1 active, and 1 passive, aka the bomb blitz. And with its first attack, slow firing, heavy hitting, it's homing missiles that stun and pushes back, and also recursive. So again, pretty much exactly as I explained earlier. And now for the ability. Let's use it now. And what it does is, first off, it circles around the map before exploding on its target there. It seems to not do splash damage because it just left those ZMGs with a bunch of BFBs left over. So that is probably best spent, or that ability is probably best spent for, say, a boss or a BAD. I'll do it again, just to show ya. There was nothing to, oh. I thought it exploded already, but no, it didn't. But this is what Ninja Kiwi says in their patch notes. The BOMB Paragon's ability fires an indomitable surface-to-air ballistic missile, acronym ISABM, which slowly travels through the air, leaving a trail of explosions that would be pushing back any mobs they pass over, until coming into contact with its target in 1 final explosion. Leaking lives also resets the cooldown, so let me showcase that by decamoing and letting something leak. So you can see, wait, use the ability first, Okay, that didn't seem to decrease the cooldown. It seems to still be the exact same. Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't actually leak lives, so that's why the cooldown didn't get refreshed. I don't have Zeely or anything else to leak lives without actually leaking lives, so we'll see that out later. Guys, I don't think that acronym they came up with just happens to be coincidence. And if that's the case, then I'm honored. I'm honored to have influenced the game in such a way that there is now a Paragon Abilities acronym based on a guy that just pops balloons for 15,000 plus hours. I mean, I guess you could say with our 700k plus subscribers that I've already had such a large impact, like in terms of this game, this community. But it hits a lot different when it's actually in the game itself, you know what I mean? So if this acronym does happen to be deliberate, which I think it is, given that they could have done any other first initial, like they didn't have to use Indomitable for their adjective for the ability. It could have been BASAB or ASAB, but choosing that specifically, I think it makes it very clear. And again, that is why this is now my favorite Paragon, my favorite tower, hands down. I don't even care if it does 0 damage or is the worst Paragon ever. Okay, enough yap or glaze. Let's use the, oh god, that was quick. I used the ISAB M. I guess, I don't know. I think people are gonna start calling it that, because usually people use acronyms for really long names of abilities. But as you see there, not really need for the ability, given the main attack is still very good. Anyway, let me get back to the third part of the Paragon, aka the passive. You might, going back to what I said earlier, at least for the ISAB M, you have to leak lives to reset the cooldown of it. However, when I activated Bomblets, you might notice that I didn't actually leak lives, and that's because they've changed Bomblets. Ninja Kiwi, because of this thing, this new Paragon, they say that the Bomblet itself has been balance changed, so that it can now hit the leaking target that triggers it, and prevents life loss before, well, balloons have a chance to get through, and so it carries the Paragon as well. I think this is a change that a lot of people are looking for. Now, this makes the Bomblets viable in, say, Chimps mode, where you couldn't activate it before, so that's pretty cool. Those who follow Ninja Kiwi's other game battles too might know that this was already a thing in their game. One of the rare instances where that game gets an update first before another one does. There's another Bomblets activated, not even because it doesn't have the damage, it literally just doesn't have the reliability with Soul Attack Spirit now, so definitely to me feels like this is a Paragon worth getting a higher degree for, just for reliability. And oh crap, I think our Bomblets ability is off cooldown, and that's why we died it there. This kind of ruins the solo test, although I wasn't really doing a solo test on purpose here, but Absolute Zero just so I can stop leaking and regen some lives back. I want to see how this does against the FBAD now. So here we are. 265k, use the ability, gets up to 510, so that's 250k, right? Not too shabby. Also, I guess I didn't mention yet that this thing's cooldown is incredibly fast. It's almost like Mobilium kind of speeds. So when it means like partially resetting the cooldown, I wonder how much that's really going to be. It would have to be a real big amount, because even just a quarter off of this is only like 5 seconds, which is very minuscule. But if I can't get it off in this test, then obviously we can just sandbox that thing later. I'm gonna tech bot the bomb because I'm gonna need to spam the ability a lot anyway. And you pretty much want it off cooldown for the most part, unless, say, you want to wait a couple seconds for a bad spawn in first. Still, with 250k HP or damage in the tank, enough to break down bads in one shot on 147. Or rather, F-bads again, because they're double the HP. It also appears like it's better to use this ability when the target is further away. Otherwise, you don't get the damage from flying between targets, you know what I mean? So just one thing to keep in mind about this guy. Oh, lives leaked. I'm gonna need to look back on replay there, but I swear that even after leaking lives, I didn't see the ability reset much at all. Anyway, there's more cerams leaking. I don't know if the bomb blitz is off cooldown, but we'll see. More lives leaked. I think I saw it there. Down to 51 lives, though? Yeah, okay. I think the end is near. But again, it's not a damage issue. I think if I just get another balloon crush... Actually, no, not a balloon crush, because that would remove the 25% attack speed that we're getting from the Paragon power. So, not that. You know what? Just so that we can see the true damage potential of this guy, let's do the following. Just a degree 20 boomerang. I hope I nailed it. Close enough. I just want to get this for 1, 10% attack speed on the bomb shooter. And 2, it's got knockback, so now we'll see how far it gets, like, until it literally can't do enough damage. I think that's more fair. Alright, round 177 update. I think that whale bat just got to pretty much the last bend. Another thing to keep in mind is that this is literally probably one of the new easiest maps in the game. Some people probably do the math on whether the length of this is too short to be considered truly the easiest, but with how many overlaps it has, I think even if it falls just short of, say, Log's length or Scrapyard, it's gotta be in the top 3 now, I feel like. Definitely top 5 easiest. So grain of salt with this test, especially since it's literally an explosion Paragon, where it's pretty much gonna be doing damage to everything in this radius, which happens to be the entirety of the track pretty much. Alright, there's the end. It happened. I caught it. Round 182, I would guesstimate that without the double HP, it probably dies to around 200. I don't think the bat scaled 2x HP in 18 rounds. At least that's my thinking. When I use continue, it also will likely beat the round because it resets the blitzability cooldown too. Oh, no. It used it on the first part. So now we're dead to the second part here, right? Yes, sir. Yep. Okay. Now that we've seen that, it is time to test some of the numbers of this thing. So we'll just do a max cash ladder degree 56. And first things first, bomb blitz ability. How much damage does it do? Actually, this ability first. Well, 250k on a bat, which is pretty similar to what we saw on the D36. Reset pops. Totem life leakage. That's not accurate. I just remember that much like the Bomb Blitz, this thing also just one-shots balloons, like Moab balloons, in regards to HP. And because this thing is considered a Moab, it did 10 million there, which is not accurate. This here should be more accurate. Bomb Blitz and 20k flat. That does not seem to be increased with degree, FYI. I'd assume it just makes the cooldown faster though. And now let's spawn in ISAB against 2 balloons specifically. I want to see first off the hover damage. It seems to do 15,000 per tick on that bat, if you saw there. Check it out again. So despite being a relatively simple ability, I think it's got a pretty damn high skill ceiling. Positioning is going to be so key, because we just squeezed in 75,000 damage there, free damage, just from the bat being in the way. So definitely something to think about when you use this guy in your real games. That's all I'd be testing for today, but if you want to see more, do make sure to subscribe when Update 51 comes out. I'll have a lot more Bomb Shitter Paragon when that happens. And also a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, head in over to the shop, enter the creator code of your favorite creator, and support what they do. Much thanks.